Hello. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the gateways in BPM and how they're used. There's a number of different ways for a token to travel through the process, and gateways are a way of controlling that. And they are, as you can see, the kind of square here. Here's one, here's another. If you can see my mouse, another here, another here, another here, and another here. And they control, along with the lines and the conditions that are set in them, how the token is going to go based on various attributes of that token or the data in the system, such as global variables or process or project variables that are set by the developers. So let's first talk about the parallel gateway. Parallel is identified by the plus sign here, and if we bring this down and pull this over here, you can see that we have the different gateways here. And you use them by dragging and dropping them. And I guess I'll put that there so we can grab it if we want. Now, one thing about parallel is that when you create it, and I will do so, see if it'll work out. Yeah, there it goes. It creates two of them, and if you delete, it gets rid of both of them at the same time. So you would probably easiest way is to draw it on the screen and then draw the lines from it by right-clicking and creating a default sequence flow, for example. So with a parallel, it's going to go down both sides. And if you look here, you can see that it's unconditional on this one, and it is unconditional on that one. So with conditional, you have no way of actually writing it, and I'm just going to put 0 is 1 is greater than 0. So let's just put 1 in there. And you'll see that this has now got a red X on it because there is no way for it to have a condition. It is unconditional. So that's one little validation that the BPM Studio does for you. And so that's one thing to consider. Now here you have a merge. It's where it comes back in and joins. And then we go over to the exclusive gateway, which is symbolized by this X here. And the exclusive is here you're going to have the unconditional, which means it's the default. And you can see that there's the minor little marker here that indicates that it is the default that's taken. And basically this means that if this does not apply, then it will go down this one. And compared to the parallel, well, it goes down both areas. It goes both down both processes. This will go one or the other. And here you can see that I have a property condition, but there's nothing set. And it's interesting that it doesn't turn red because it really ought to. I'll just do a simple 1 is greater than 0 so that it satisfies that. So now, if we run this, it most likely will go down this one because 1 is greater than 0. If I use variables and set those variables, then depending on what those variables would be, that would provide the path that it would go down. And here is a merge. Actually, it's an inclusive gateway. I'm sorry, there's no merge. It just happens to be coming together. The inclusive gateway is interesting that it will go down one or the other. And here you can see that there is a property and it's set to unconditional. And the inclusive is it will go down all paths if they are true. So similar to this one where it's only one or the other, it could go down this one if it's true, and it could go down this one if it's true. And if neither of them are true, it will go down this one because it is an unconditional. And of course, it is set to unconditional, so it's going to be true. As opposed to this one, where again we have a condition, but it is not set. I'm not sure if I have any variables set. So I'm just going to again just say 1 is greater than 0, which is a true statement there. And so then we have the inclusive gateway and another merge here where it comes together. So again, if we make the inclusive down here, it will create both of them. So you can see that it is. And the other thing that's interesting is with these, you can change it so that it is a parallel and parallel, parallel and complex, inclusive and complex. So you can change these, and that does change what kind of defaults you might have to have or what kind of conditions you might have to have on here. So let's go over now to the inclusive. This is a complex, and you can see here now that the complex is actually at the end. I have three different paths that go down here, and again, in this case, it is an inclusive. You can change it though, so it becomes parallel and parallel, parallel and complex, inclusive and conclusive, and this one is inclusive and complex. So it's not listed because it's already set. But again, you have the default, and the inclusive means, again, that it will go down any path as long as the condition set is true. And in this case, there is no condition because it's set to unconditional. Here you can see that we have the condition set, and 2 is greater than 0. That's kind of a lousy example, but it does work. And 1 is greater than 0. So it's going to go down this one, it's going to go down this one, and this one should go down too because it is inclusive. And here you can see that we have the complex gateway, which is really just a merge. And the implementation is that the activation count is 2. You can also set other things like predefined variables, the state, excuse me, not this one, my data objects. I have the initialization string, or you could say that this approved 1 and that approved 2 was equal to accept, reject, whatever have you. So there's a number of different things that you can do by using and or in here. And that basically goes over the different gateways that are available.